making bad choices and your little brother and your little sisters and stuff, they're all looking up to you and they're going to learn off that.
Exactly. You've got to sometimes remember who's watching, because it might not even be your brother, it could be your mate, it could be your nephew, it could be your cousin.
Younger mates.
Yeah,
Younger than me.
even the ones who are older than you.
What's the most money you've ever got off a fan?
These are the real questions, aren't they? No comments. You working for the police, you? I'm only messing. I think kids at a young age should get to be kids, and I think that's a large problem in maybe poorer communities. They're forced to grow up fast by what they've seen or the choices they have to make.
Welcome to our KidsCast podcast. My name is Aidan.
My name's Jaden.
And I'm Shem. We're live.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Little bit about myself. I'm 28. I'm from Liverpool. I'm a professional MMA fighter.
Are you blue or red? How are you feeling about your team at the minute?
So, when I was young, I used to play football. It was like one of the first sports I ever played. I played at a good level. I was a good football player. I've always been a Liverpool fan. But recently... What?
Liverpool's crap.
No, they're not, lad.
Yeah, that's
They're
why they
not.
lost. That's why they lost.
So recently, since finding martial arts when I was about 21, I just lost interest in football. I don't watch it no more. I've never played it since. I just watch MMA, to be honest.
What happened when you moved to your brothers?
When I moved to
What
Malaysia.
was your mum's opinion on that?
So
How far is Malaysia away?
it's like on the other side of the world, mate. It's in Southeast Asia.
How
So
did
it's
you
like
get there?
a plane. So when I left the UK, I was getting into trouble. I was up to no good. Always in the police station, getting arrested, doing what I shouldn't do. Like I was telling you when we were off camera, I had no hobbies. So I was just knocking about on the streets, weren't going to school, getting up to no good, chased by the police all the time. Just thought it was a game, but it's not. You don't realise the negative effect that it has on your family and the people you care about and the people you love, the people who really worry about you. Your friends in 20 years, they're probably not going to be your friends anymore, but your family are forever. When I left the UK, I was wanted by the police, and I left and ran to Malaysia because I was scared that I was going to go to jail. And when I went to Malaysia, my older brother was living in Malaysia, and it wasn't until I went to Malaysia that I discovered my hobby, martial arts, jiu-jitsu.
How long have you been doing it for?
I've been doing jiu-jitsu since I was 2021, maybe even, yeah, I think I was 21 turning 22, to be honest, and I'm 28 now. So it hasn't been a long time, but I go to the gym every day, 3 times a day. I don't do nothing else other than go home, sleep, eat, and go back to the gym again.
I read that you got into Conor McGregor's gym. What happened about that? Are you still in it?
No, so when I was training in Malaysia, Merseyside police kept bringing me gym, and whenever I'd go to a fight, they'd bring the promotion afterwards, and it was getting me into trouble because I was wanted by the police, and because of that, my gym in Malaysia kicked me out and said, we don't want no trouble with you anymore, we want you to leave our gym. So when I left the gym, I didn't have nowhere to really go. I tried Thailand for a little bit, I liked it, but I was missing home. So I thought, where can I go? That's the closest place to Liverpool, that's like Liverpool, the people are the same, my family can come and see me if they want to. So I decided to go to Ireland and train in Conor McGregor's gym. And I was training in McGregor's gym for a good few months, but the same thing happens. Like if you make bad choices in life, they'll come back to bite you. You'll have to eventually pay the price for it. And eventually I got kicked out of Conor McGregor's gym too.
Is there any like decisions that you took back on, like, and think that was a bad decision? Like, did you think any of like the decisions that you made as a kid, was they bad?
Yeah,
You still think that they were bad to this day?
Definitely, like, I'd never condone any of the bad things I've done. The crime that I was actually on the run for, I didn't do the crime. But what I can say is, I did do bad things and not get in trouble for them. So I just believe that's karma repaying me for some of the bad things that I've done. I wouldn't say that I regret anything I've done, because it's took me to where I am now and made me the person I am today. I needed to make those mistakes
To learn that.
to learn, exactly, so I could better my life in the future. But I can definitely look back on them and say that I shouldn't have done them, and I would never ever go down that path again.
What was you like as a kid?
What was I like as a kid? Looking at you two, yous remind me of me, because I was exactly like yous. Hood up, strings tied, getting in trouble, didn't like school. School isn't for everyone, school weren't for me, but I was always in and out of trouble. But I was also very athletic. Whatever sport I put my hand to, I'd be good at it. But like what you said before, I never stuck to it. I wanted to go out with my mates. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to get up to no good, because that's what my mates were doing. It's not till I got a bit older and I realised, like, you need to pursue a hobby. You need to find what you put on this planet to do. You need to find what you're good at and what you enjoy. Because when you're 18, 19, 20, you won't enjoy being on the streets no more. Your mates won't be on the streets no more. They'll all have girlfriends, they'll all have jobs, they'll all have their own families, and you don't want to be that guy on the estate who's 25 years of age hanging around with 13-year-olds, because we all know what we think about him. It's not a good look, is it?
Like, who did you live with when you was a child?
Most of the time.
Yeah, my mum and dad got divorced when I was quite young, so I was raised by my mum. My mum raised 3 of us on her own, but then as I got older, I kept getting into trouble all the time. We moved to London. I was living in London, and I used to just run away and just go to Liverpool by myself and just stay by myself. So I was alone for a large majority at the time. But it just made me grow up faster, and I don't think that's good for kids. I think kids at young age should get to be kids, and I think that's a large problem in maybe poorer communities. They're forced to grow up fast by what they've seen or the choices they have to make.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I do have questions for yous. What hobbies would yous like to pursue? What would you like to do with your life? Music, singing, dancing, art?
Rasta a job.
I don't think I found
Could you
out
be
yet.
a Rasta?
What?
Could you be a Rasta as a job?
Can you be a Rasta as a job? I don't think it's a job,
You
no.
get paid for it, yeah.
It's a way of life, isn't it?
Yeah,
But-
be
but-
a Rasta.
Oh, a wrestler?
No, a Rasta.
A Rasta? Yeah, Rasta's a way of life. Of course you can be Ras. Go and get your dreads, lad. Like me.
How
What thing
long
do
did
you-
it take you to grow your hair?
Do you know what? I've grew my hair loads of times and then cut it. Like when I was in secondary school, I had a big afro like that, massive. I grew it for about 4 or 5 years. When I was in Malaysia, I had dreadlocks before, and I went to a jiu-jitsu tournament. I was wearing the gi, which is like the suit, the kimono, you know, like kind of like karate. And when I was in the tournament, the guy put his hand, grabbed me collar, and he pulled me hair. And he had hold of me hair for like 4 minutes. So the next day, I shaved my head, and I went back and fought again. And I fought the same guy. We went to a decision that day. And then the next day, I armbarred him and submitted him. So I never used to like having long hair when I do jiu-jitsu, because there's a lot of grabbing involved. But now I'm only doing MMA, so it's not really that much of a problem. So that's why I've grew my hair back out again and got the dreads back.
What things did you get up to, like, when you're not training, or what hobbies are you interested, like, to do when you're not training in the gym?
I'm just enjoying the time with my family. Like, I've been gone for so long, I didn't get to see my mum for 10 years. I'm just enjoying being around my family. I like watching MMA, I like watching jiu-jitsu, I like watching wrestling. I don't watch TV. I like listening to music. I listen to reggae, I listen to rap, I listen to drill, but mostly reggae. But honestly, I'm in the gym in the morning, I come home, I nap, I go to the gym again, and maybe I'll lift weights or do a little cycle or go for a jog. That's all I do. I just love training so much that there's nothing else I really care about at this point.
Did your mum support you going to your brother's?
So when I first left, I was living the wrong life. I wasn't making the right choices. And when I went to Malaysia...
So as soon as you moved to Malaysia, your life just changed?
Exactly, my life just changed. You know why my life changed so fast?
Why? You making better choices?
I was making better choices,
You weren't
but
getting in that much trouble?
the reason why my life changed and I weren't getting in trouble, there was no bad influences. I weren't with the same group of friends who were getting up to no good. I didn't know anyone, so I was by myself. When you're by yourself and you're bored, you go, oh, this is boring, what can I do? You can sit in the house and watch telly. After a week, that gets boring. Like when you're off school and you pretend to be sick. After 2 days of that, you're going, I miss school. I wonder what the lads are doing at lunchtime. Maybe you don't miss the lessons, but you miss being with your mates. So because I never had any mates over there, I thought, what can I do? Walked down the street one day, I seen a sign for jiu-jitsu, and I just went and started doing jiu-jitsu. When I started doing jiu-jitsu, that's where I met my new group of mates. And my new group of mates weren't bad influences. They weren't trying to sell drugs, they weren't trying to rob, they weren't trying to break into houses, they weren't trying to get chased by the police. They were pursuing something positive. And that's why it's very important the company you keep. If you hang around 5 idiots, you'll be the 6th. Promise you that.
Can you tell us about the titles you've won and what is the biggest achievements in your sport so far?
I've won. I've won 2 world titles. One as an amateur, one as a professional. Jiu-jitsu matches. I've won loads of jiu-jitsu tournaments all over Southeast Asia. My biggest achievements in the sport are actually not my fights.
Can you do a spin kick?
I can, yeah. I'll show you later.
I actually want to see it.
I'll teach you one.
Yeah.
My biggest achievements aren't in fighting. My biggest achievements are the fact that I'm at a point in my life where I can support myself without doing anything negative. I'm making my family happy. My mum's proud of me. And honestly, teaching kids, for me, that was the most fulfilling thing. I used to teach in a boarding school in Malaysia. I used to teach kids in the gym as well, and it's the best feeling in the world when you get a kid who doesn't know anything. He doesn't really have much self-confidence, maybe he's a quiet kid, and you build him up, you teach him jiu-jitsu, and then he's going to tournaments and submitting people. It's like, I used to enjoy that more than when I would win myself. That'd mean more to me. I'd say they're probably my biggest achievements.
Did you have any little brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I've got loads.
Because they, Mum always goes on about how you're making bad choices and your little brother and your little sisters and stuff, they're all looking up to you and they're going to learn off that.
Exactly. You've got to sometimes remember who's watching, because it might not even be your brother, it could be your mate, it could be your nephew, it could be your cousin.
Younger mates?
Yeah,
He's younger than me.
Even the ones who are older than you, they want to be like you and you want to be like them. So if you're doing bad stuff, you're promoting them to do bad stuff. If you're eating bad junk food, you're promoting them to eat bad junk food. The lifestyle you lead, the people around you, you're going to influence them. And that's why your mum's right. Your little brothers and sisters and your younger ones especially, they look up to you. So it's about making the right choices, even if it's not for yourself, for them. Would you want your little brother to get arrested? To get in trouble? To not go to school? To not get any GCSEs? To be on the dole? To be in the park drinking with kids when he's 28? You wouldn't, would you?
Just scary. You see my little brother in here. Yeah.
But he's looking up to you.
Bangkok the other day.
Whatever you're doing, he wants to follow you. So if you start doing jiu-jitsu or you start rapping, or he'll want to go, I want to be a rapper.
My little brother does the MCing.
See?
He has done it before. He's on YouTube.
Is he, lad? Yeah. So you should be telling him, keep rapping. Keep rapping.
My little brother, he's on YouTube.
It's good, that, isn't it?
Rapping and MCing.
I want to know, what do you like to get up to? What do you like to do for fun?
I don't know everything.
Just chill on a bench over at the park with all my mates, play football, play rugby, grappling and...
You like grappling with your mates, yeah? I was like that.
Over park and stuff.
Just wrestle with each other.
Well, he didn't really come
I'm
out.
not
He
really
stayed
coming
in.
over.
How come you don't go out?
To get myself out of trouble, innit?
Yeah,
Don't want to get in trouble.
yeah. That's why
Not
you need to
really.
find a hobby, because even staying indoors after a while it gets boring, doesn't it, lad?
What's it like stood in the ring with
What's the feeling you
with
get
a
off
belt, with a big belt holding it up?
So you can't describe the feeling when you're in there. It's one of those things. Only the people who have done it will know what it feels like. Like I've been bungee jumping before, and that isn't even 10% of what you feel in the cage. The adrenaline that goes through you is absolutely crazy. But for me personally, I don't really care about the belts. I don't care about the medals. I just enjoy what I do. I just enjoy fighting. The memories are good. I like looking back on the pictures. Like the pictures for me are like art. I like looking back on the pictures and the videos, but the belts, as soon as I win, I just go, yeah, coach, yeah, gym, and I give me a belt. So I don't really care about the belts. I like more the moment. I like the training camps, and I like seeing the evolution, like getting better every day.
like seeing kids try and do what you do.
For me, after this sport, I'll definitely teach kids. That's my biggest thing. Like from the background I come from, there was no MMA fighters at that point. There was no money in MMA. Like the guys that we all looked up to were criminals.
How did you use make money as a kid? When you was younger?
By doing no stuff, by getting up to no good, and it's not the life to lead, because it comes back to bite you and it disappoints your family. I want to one day, after my career's done, I want to be able to help the next generation. Like now in mixed martial arts, even in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, anything, there's such...
That's what I used to do, Muay Thai.
Was it? There's a lot of money in the sport now, and there's so many role models in the sport that kids can look to and go, I want to be like Darren Till, Paddy the Baddy, Molly McCann, or I don't know.
Train with Molly McCann.
What?
You train with Molly McCann.
yeah. Where when I was young, we never had that. There was no athletes from Liverpool who were doing things. So it wasn't like we couldn't see it as a goal, because there was no one looking out for you. You've got all the opportunities at your doorstep.
I have a good question, me, though.
Go on, let's hear this good question.
Who's better, you or Paddy the Baddy?
Paddy's well more established. He's in the UFC. I'm not on Paddy's level. Paddy's been fighting since he was 16. I started fighting when I was 21.
How
Do
old
you
is
reckon
Paddy
you'd
now?
knock him out?
You can't ask that with teammates. It's like me asking you now, would you knock him out?
I would.
That's horrible. Like, you shouldn't say that about your mate. You need your teammates, you need your friends. Who's going to back you?
The mates.
Who are you going to train with when you've knocked them all out and no one wants to train with you? You'll be training on your own in your back garden when you get kicked out the
Who
gym.
knocked you out when you was training in the gym?
I've like, sometimes in training, there's some days where you're going to go harder, and sometimes you're going to train with bigger guys. I've been dropped in the gym before. I've been knocked out in the gym. Funnily enough, never been choked out in the gym. I've only been choked out in competition once. But it's just part of the sport, lad. It's nothing
How
to
many
cry
times
about.
have you ever tapped?
In the gym or in
Obviously, loads of times.
in the gym, you want to be getting submitted. You want to be tapping. You want to be getting put in deep waters, because that's how you're going to level up faster, and that's how you're going to get better. In the sport, it's about not having an ego. There's so many people who come to the gym. I don't tap. I'm too tough for that. And that's why they never get better, because they've got a bad mentality. You want to come with an open mind and be like, I might get beat up today, but when I get beat up, I'm going to leave this gym with a smile on my face, because I know every day that I get beat up, I get 1% better. You got to lose to win. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because then you learn off that.
What is the best thing about MMA?
And what can it offer people?
The best thing about MMA, like now in MMA, the opportunities are huge. You've got big promotions like UFC,
And there's more money put into it.
Bellator, PFL. You can change your family's lives. You can literally make £1 million just off fighting and sponsors. But for me, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm always going to preach jiu-jitsu, grappling, and for me changed my life so much. Like my professor, my coach, Bruno Barbosa, he's from Brazil. I met him in Malaysia and I learned jiu-jitsu under him. And he basically, not only on the mat, but off the mat, like taught me so much that maybe no other man in my life's ever taught me before. I think martial arts instill discipline into you, respect, make you accountable for your actions. I think you
How much money, what's the most money you've ever got off a fight?
these are the real questions, aren't they? No comment. You working for the police, you? I'm only messing. Honestly, at a regional level, there's not much money in the sport, but you can make a lot of money off sponsorships. It's not till you get to the big shows like UFC, Bellator, PFL, that's where you'll make your real money, when you're on the big leagues. There's definitely more money in MMA than there is working a 9-to-5 job in McDonald's, I'll tell you that.
I have another question.
Go on.
Right, I saw Conor McGregor once, like not in real life obviously, like on a video of him smoking weed. But he's like a MMA, innit?
Yeah.
So why is he smoking weed? It's bad for him.
Yeah, but he's
But
alive
like-
a joint or two.
But like, do you?
I don't do anything. No, I don't.
Probably used to, but now he doesn't. 'Cause
Yeah,
he
I used to
sport.
I used to smoke weed, but I've never smoked tobacco. I've never drank alcohol. I've never took any drugs. I've always been scared to. I don't think, like, there is medical properties of marijuana, but I don't think I would never.
Cause there's some drugs that are well more higher up than weed. I reckon weed is like, it's like the least.
Can it help you with like?
It can help you like with illnesses and stuff.
Can it?
But it can also damage you
Yeah,
as well. Your brain, your brain's still
Yeah,
developing
the
at a
brain,
young
yeah.
age. You should be letting your brain fully develop. You shouldn't be getting, even in the sport, you shouldn't be getting punched in the head at a young age, and you definitely shouldn't be smoking weed at a young age. If that's what you want to do when you're older, okay, you're an adult, you can make that choice. But me personally, I would never tell anyone to smoke weed. The best thing I ever done was to stop smoking weed. It just made me think so much clearer. It made me so motivated. I feel like it can make you complacent and lazy. It can make you not want to chase your dreams.
Was it easy to stop?
Yeah. As soon as I got motivated and I had a dream and I wanted to pursue my dream, I started to realise all of the things that were holding me back. Some of my friends were holding me back. Some of my lifestyle choices were holding me back, like eating bad food, drinking fizzy drinks. Smoking weed was one of them. So when I realised my dreams and I knew I wanted to really commit my life to chase that dream, I had to cut off the bad things. And weed is definitely one of them. It'll just make you lazy, boys.
In Liverpool, how big do you think MMA can get?
The sky's the limit. Like, you've seen already the blueprint now from maybe your earlier guys who brought the sport big, and then the resurgence with maybe Darren Till, Paddy the Baddy now, Molly McCann. There's
Paddy the Baddy.
Do you like Paddy? There's next guys coming up, and now it's people like me, it's our turn. I think there's so much opportunities and so much good training. I feel like MMA is going to skyrocket through the roof. It's more popular than it's ever been. There's more eyes on the sport. And yous are the next generation. Yous could do that if you wanted to. I didn't start till I was 21. I wish I started when I was your age, because I'd already be where they are. I'd already be in the UFC. I'd already be a big star, if that's what you want to be. Now I've got a question for yous. Who's your favourite fighter? It can be in boxing.
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice, your favourite fighter. What about Kimbo Slice do you like?
Just evil, innit?
I think he comes across like that, but if you watch his videos, I think he's a very nice guy.
Do you know what? Mine's Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Because, like, you see that
Tyson.
Calm down now. Right, did you see that video where he got knocked out, clean knocked out, and then he just woke back up?
Tyson Fury.
What about Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
I like Tyson.
No, Tyson
Yeah.
Fury's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the kind of person who'd motivate you to do something like that.
Did any boxer drink beer?
I think some do. But if you want to get to the very best,
You need being healthy.
yeah, healthy mind, body, everything, you can't do them things and then still think you're going to be competing at the highest level, because it might get you so far, but eventually you'll get found out.
What's the one thing that you can't do in MMA? No,
D-
but like
In the ring,
yeah.
there's a few things you can't do. You can't poke the eyes, you can't bite, you can't scratch, you can't strike to the groin, and you can't hit anywhere on the back of the head.
You're allowed to hit on top of the head though, aren't
Yeah, you can
Not on
hit
the back.
anywhere here in front. So just on that ear line, you can land punches there. It's quite a brutal sport to watch, but if you understand the sport, it's actually probably safer than boxing, because in boxing, if you get knocked out, the ref will give you 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3. You can stand back up and fight back on. So in the long term, you probably take more punches to the head, so you probably get more brain trauma. In MMA, we can grapple. So if you've got good wrestling and good jiu-jitsu, look at Khabib. How many times has Khabib been punched in the head in a fight? Not many. Because he just takes people down and mauls them. So if you've got good wrestling and jiu-jitsu, you can have a very long career, and you can retire from the career and not be punch drunk. Here's one for yous. Would you ever do MMA?
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
love to try it.
Yeah.
You just get some free time then, come to the gym, and you can try it. And I'll introduce you to Paddy the Baddy as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to meet him?
Yeah.
Reckon you do him in? Yes, lad. You look like Paddy the Baddy. Same haircut.
Nah, I've not. My hair's got long on sides and back.
Take your hood off, let's see. Oh yeah. Look into the camera, what do you reckon, the next Paddy the Baddy? Go on, let's see yours.
I'm just a mess.
No, you look good,
I
lad.
had to wake him up this morning.
What was it like going to
Malaysia.
Malaysia? And you was like young. How
yeah.
old was you when you went to the?
I think I first left when I was about 19, 20. I was young. I used to think that Liverpool was the best place in the world. I do think Liverpool's the boss place, but travel broadens your mind. And in Liverpool, I was not living a positive life. So it took me to go to Malaysia to realise there's such a big world out there. And not only did I get to go to Malaysia,
So you had to pay, didn't you, to get to Malaysia?
yeah, do you think you can just get on an aeroplane for free? When I was in Malaysia, I got to experience a lot of things that really opened my mind. I got to meet people from different cultures, different races, different religions. I used to honestly think that I couldn't sit down and have a conversation with someone who was a politician or worked for the government, because they wouldn't want to know me. And it wasn't until I walked in the gym and was doing jiu-jitsu, I was on the mats with people like that, and you start to realise that they're just normal people like we are. I think leaving your city and going out and travelling, it'll really open your mind and make you a better person for travelling. Have you ever been on holiday?
Yeah.
I'm
going
going
on
holiday next year.
Where have you been and where are you going?
I've been Spain and Tenerife.
The same
I'm going to
place.
Spain as well.
So you've been in Spain?
There,
Ah,
it's
ah.
like a.
I'm going Greece on the 20th of June.
Yeah, Greece is meant to be nice. If you could go anywhere in the world, you could pick one place. What country would you go to?
Africa.
Amsterdam.
Africa, okay. Whereabouts?
Because I'd like to learn a lot about like the poorness in Africa and stuff like that.
Amsterdam.
Not Africa's not just poorness though. It's a
Some
nice
people
place.
have
like
Yeah,
mine.
it's a nice
Like
place.
my grandma, she like goes to like poor countries and like helps them and like supports them and stuff.
Do you want me to tell you something? I've been to so many third world countries, and I honestly thought when I was there, because I was like that, I used to think when I go there, there'll be no running water, or it'll be poor, it'll be... The quality of life that I was living in third world countries was better than the quality of life than people who work a 9 to 5 living in the UK. I think it's just a scam. Like, you can go to Africa and there's There's better places you're gonna find there that you'll probably find on the estates by ours. It's not all poor. There's nice parts of every country.
Could you teach me something?
Want me to teach you something?
Yeah.
What do you want me to teach you?
Like some.
And now I got people in our bar, so I do this. We should go out, like.
You just need to come to the gym and then I'll teach you.
I want you to teach me like a kick or something.
Just spin kicks.
On camera as well. Giving all my
If you
secrets
want.
away now. I need to hide my secrets
We
for
don't
my
have
next
to do it
fight.
on camera.
Look, when the camera goes off, I'll show you the best move ever.
Alright.
But look, you want to learn, you need to come to the gym. If you come to the gym, I promise you, I'll teach you both. But you have to show up consistently. Once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever you want to do. As long as you show up whenever you say you're going to come, I'll teach you.
I've done boxing before, but like, I was there just punching a bag. What would you learn off that? Because that's what like most gyms these days are doing. Like they're just making people punch a bag.
I think you can get benefits out of punching the bag, but I feel like
It's not really teaching you nothing.
I feel like sometimes you really need a good coach who's motivated and is really invested in you. He wants to teach you. He wants you to learn. A good coach will not only make you hit the bag, he'll hold pads for you. He'll give you drills to do. He'll watch you in sparring. He'll give you tips afterwards. But in the beginning of martial arts, how do you know he's not just testing you to see if you show up? I'll make this guy do this for a week, the boring stuff. After a week, if he consistently shows up, then I'll give him all the attention in the world. Because as a coach, we see it every day. New people come to the gym every day and they never come back. If you were to give your energy to these people every single time, you're going to get demotivated and you're going to go, oh. So I think some coaches, they kind of see, let's see how...
So how many times have you thrown up off training the lad?
Thrown up? The first day I got out of jail, I went to the gym, thrown up everywhere. But I don't really throw up that much, to be honest. It's just, if your fitness is bad, you'll be sick. As soon as you get in shape, as long as you're eating healthy, training hard, you'll always be in shape. Like, I eat clean all year round. I don't eat junk food. I don't drink food.
You never had a chocolate bar?
Of course I've ate a chocolate bar when I was young, but I'm plant-based now. I don't eat meat, no eggs, no dairy,
Eggs are good.
no chocolate, no sweets. I haven't had a chocolate bar in about 17, 16
I need
years.
to see you eat a chocolate bar.
You cannot get me to look. You couldn't pay me to eat a chocolate bar.
So if I offered you 1 million, you can eat one chocolate bar. I wouldn't do it.
£1 million quid's a lot of money. Like, who's paying £1 million for someone to eat a
Yeah,
chocolate
but
bar?
if I actually had £1 million right here on this table and I said, eat a chocolate bar for this,
Can I eat a vegan chocolate bar?
no.
No, then
You'd actually say no.
I'd say no.
Because you're only eating one. You could always...
Make it a vegan chocolate bar and I'll eat it.
But that's vegan.
It's the same though, they taste the same.
No, they don't.
They do, lad. They
I've
do,
had a
don't
vegan
they?
burger from Backy's and that. They don't taste...
Don't they taste the same? Look, he knows he's had one. Have you had a vegan chocolate
I
bar?
have, yeah.
You're lying.
I've never had a vegan chocolate bar. I've had a vegan
There you go.
burger though. Don't taste the same. Does. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the kids who might be watching this video?
Yeah, I think no matter...
Some advice, don't smoke.
Yeah, definitely that one. Don't smoke. No matter what your abilities are, who you are, how old you are, wherever you're from, you were put on this planet to do something special. Everyone has a passion or a dream or something that they are potentially good at. It's your job to go out and find what that is. If you pursue your passion in this life, you'll never work a job in your life. You will never work a day in your life. You'll never have to work a job that you're unhappy doing. So my thing that I try and tell kids is to go and find what you enjoy doing. And you can eventually make money off that. Once you become good at it, it's going to take you a while. Like what Chase said, do you think Steven Gerrard was making millions playing football overnight? No, he had to do that for 10, 20 years, training hard every single day. But I guarantee you, he was enjoying it while he was doing it. So it's not a chore, it's not a job. And that's what you need to find. What makes you happy? Is it playing computer games? You can eventually make money off that. Is it martial arts?
You actually
Is it-
make money off the computer. and
Yeah,
all
is
that.
it jogging? Is it athletics? It doesn't have to be fitness related. It can be anything in the world. It could be food. You could make a YouTube channel eating food. Look at what's his name, the chicken shop boy. He just goes around reviewing chicken shops and now he's made money off it. Anything in this life, in this day and age, with the power of social media, anything's possible. You just need
Wait,
to
is
find
it
what
this
do
one
you
called the
enjoy.
Chicken shop by?
I think that's his name, something like that. He's from London.
And he goes down just showing people chicken shops.
All he does is he goes to random chicken shops, orders chicken and chips, eats it and rates it out of 5. That's all he does. And now he's making money off it.
Jaden, do you want to go to Chippy after school? After this?
Yeah. Going videos of eating some chips and chicken.
But it's about consistency. You can't just do something and in a week expect results. In this life, it's about consistency. You got to put your hardest work into it. But it won't be work if you enjoy it. Like I enjoy going to the gym every day and sparring and doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling, and so for me it's not a job. I'm actually waking up in the morning going, I can't wait to do this new technique today, or I can't wait to see what coach is going to teach us, or I can't wait to spar. And on the days that I'm sore, and most people when they're sore they don't want to show up, on the days that I'm sore I can still push myself to go to the gym because I know after when I get there I'll enjoy it and I'll feel better. And that's why it's about pursuing what you enjoy, not just going, I'm going to be a doctor because my mum wants me to be one. At some stage in your life,
It's not about what she wants.
it's about what you want, what's going to make you happy. Eventually, your family are going to be happy if you're happy, as long as you're doing something positive. So it doesn't matter. What do you enjoy doing? Yeah.
Motorbikes.
You could do that as a career. There's people out there who are racing motorbikes and getting paid for it. There's 1,000,000% there is.
Yeah, there is. Carl does it.
Speak to these afterwards and ask them, can you help me? I want to do that for a job. I want to do it for a living.
Red Bull.
How can I get into it?
Yeah,
Same for you.
That's what Carl thinks.
Go down your local rugby club, ask your parents, ask the lads
I've
who run the
heard of it.
podcast, and start training every day. Start going to games,
I don't know.
playing.
I do like it, but I don't think I'd want to do it for a living.
Yeah. Even
Yeah,
if you
no,
just
yeah,
do it
that
as a hobby, then
makes
it keeps you out of trouble, lad. And you never know, you might find a new hobby along the way. When I was young, my hobby was football. I liked football, but look at me now. I don't even play it. I don't even watch it. So your hobbies can change as you grow up.
Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thank
Hope
you.
that we meet you again.
Yeah, you as well, because you'll come to the gym, won't you? Just enjoy it.
Yeah.